Recently, I had a member of the public ask why I dig into records and so strongly scrutinize what the district does. To answer simply, because the district has one set of rules for the public and another for the district. This form that you require us to fill out is a perfect example. In what appears to be an attempt to stifle and chill speech, the district has deviated from approved board policy and now requires speakers to make their cell phone number and their home address a public record as a condition of addressing the board. The district now refuses to follow the board policy requiring a meeting with Mr. Robinson. Instead, we are required to complete this speech stilling form. This is not policy. The district doesn't like the viewpoint of some residents. You dislike criticism and uncomfortable topics being discussed in open meetings. So you placed hurdles on our path that discourage us from exercising our civil rights. You created this form and outright ended the public comment period under items for consideration. Why? Because we use it as an opportunity to be critical of this district and this body. The district truly does not like free speech. In August at a board meeting, this body discussed and voted to change policy C-140. Specifically, you amended the policy to ensure that public comment for items under consideration would be protected. Jackie spoke against removing public comments. She said it is important that the community have the opportunity to address the board. Andy proposed a fifth option, which was ultimately approved, that allowed the 3-minute comment period to remain. It's gone now. And you made the motion to accept Andy's amendment to the policy. Ryan, you seconded it before it passed unanimously. Clearly, you all agreed speech is important. Why then do you ignore the comment period being removed? I agree with Jackie. It is important that the community have the ability to address public bodies with their concerns. Why then is the district ignoring policy and no longer allowing public comment? Why is the district discouraging members of the public from speaking to the board? In just a few weeks' time, the district responded and banned me from the school for an alleged violation of district property. In the past 6 months, I have repeatedly been in contact with the board and the district about these concerns with the intentional and blatant ignoring of policy relating to this form. Not one of you has responded to my concern. Twice now, the district has alluded that I am a threat to staff, students, the community, and school property. After hearing that, how many members of the community are going to want to complete this form and make their phone number and address a public record I can access? Jackie, in your most recent run for school board, you famously held up a stack of records I requested from the district. You bemoaned how my request interferes with the education of children. How many thousands of views did that get? How many of those viewers would be unwilling to complete this form for fear I might do another records request and get that information? Your form is not policy. Requiring cell phone and home addresses as a condition of addressing this body will chill speech. But that is the intended purpose of this form, along with putting an end to the public comment period under items for consideration. This is an intentional response because of the topics we bring up at these meetings. You don't like our speech, known as viewpoint discrimination, so you appear to ignore these policy violations. Stacy, you mentioned during a previous meeting on the student handbook that if something is in the student handbook, it must be enforced. You also mentioned that if it isn't going to be enforced, it shouldn't be in the handbook. The board agreed with you and said the handbook should be enforced. This body should have the same standard for policy and not just for members of the public. Staff are contractually obligated to follow policy. Why then do you ignore their violations? You certainly didn't do that for me. Selective enforcement lends to the validation of complaints for retaliation and discrimination. Out of curiosity, has the district informed you board members that each time I am forced to submit my phone number and my address, that I'm submitting yours as well?